Hey guys, Retro Blues HD here. Welcome to episode 6 of our Nottingham Forest save on Football Manager 2014. Before I start, I'm going to 2 games to go, which is against Blackburn and someone else. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked. But firstly, it is January the 18th, and I already have made some transfers, so we're going to go and have a look at them first. My transfer budget was extended round about the time of when it opened, as I was doing so well in the league, and I got 2 million off that. And I brought in some players. Obviously, I brought in Jose Semedo, who was supposed to be going in, and he is only 2-star, which isn't the best, and he isn't looking likely to improve. But I'm going to use him as a rotation, maybe using him in a couple of cup games and something just to keep him happy. Might sell him on near the end of the season though, but he has got some pretty decent stats. He's got 19 determination, so he is quite determined. And yeah, also we have got Ibrahams from Man City for 18.5k, who's currently 2.5, looking to be 3.5. He's a midfielder. Also, he'd be a backup, and for that price, obviously, he is an absolute bargain. So he won't. I bought him just because he was so cheap, and we would be able to use him. Also, I bought David Lopez because, as you know, I did want attacking right midfielder, as obviously there was no one already there. I mean, we used to play Mackie there, but it wasn't ideal. So I decided to go for David Lopez, mainly because he was currently unhappy and he is a decent player with some decent stats. We bought him off Brighton right after the game we played against them, which unfortunately I can spoil for you now, he lost. But the good news was we got him, and yeah, so also my best signing was Samba Diakite for 675k. He was transfer listed, and his current report is for 4-star, and he's going to be our new natural defensive midfielder. So he is definitely the best player I've signed for this team, especially with some experience if we do go into the Premier League, which is looking strong at the moment. But let's just go to our fixtures now. Let's have a look. So last time you saw me win 3-0 against QPR at home. Since then we have played Leeds at home. We won 3-1. An own goal, Cox and Wilson getting on the score sheet, and then a surprising 6-1 win against Reading away from home, which I was talking to you guys about being a tricky game, but our team was just performing. Abdun getting one, Moosey getting one, Reed getting one, and Jack Hobbs getting two, especially from the defence. But unfortunately, we played Brighton after that, and we lost 2-0 in the cup, so that does mean we are out of the FA Cup, which is bad news. And then we played Bolton after that, and we won 1-0. So, as you can see in the Sky Bet Championship, we are first again. Let's see if you can get better from this. Yep. So we are first by 9 points in the league, which is a lot. Well, it's much more than last time. And Cox is still the top scorer by 5 goals. And also, if you look at the average ratings, we have 3 players in the top out of 4, and Abdun's got the most assists. Lopez has got most man of the matches. Obviously, not all of them are for us. Darlow's got the most clean sheets. Unfortunately, Moosey's got second most yellow cards, but he won't be playing that much anymore, so that doesn't really matter. But we do go into today's game against Blackburn, who are currently 22nd in the league, with 23 points. Not ideal for them. Gary Bowers currently his job is currently very insecure. So if we do win, maybe we can see him leave the frame as Blackburn manager, and hopefully this should be an easy game to us. So we're just going to go ahead and play that game now. I'm gonna play the 2 new signings. Probably gonna play them. So I'm just trying to think what formation we can do as well. Our right back's injured. No, he's not injured. He's got a red card, Halford. So we are going to have to quickly get that sorted out. Jarrow's be a good replacement. Just looking on the bench, Mackie still injured. Smedo, and that looks like a strong team for us to use. David Lopez and Diakite will be making his debut for today's match. So we're going to go straight into this and submit our team. We are playing at home, which we're still undefeated in at the moment. which is absolutely amazing. I wasn't quite expecting this, but Samba Diakite needs his number, and we're going to give him the number 20 because it is the lowest number out of the bunch we can give him, which kind of symbolises that he is important to the first team, which he really is because he is absolutely amazing. He's just solid, and yeah, he's generally what I was looking for. I did have other options as well. I had the option to sign a Manchester City player who was currently transfer listed. I don't think I've heard of him before, but potentially he was 4 star slash 4.5 star, which would have been good, but his wage was quite a lot, and he expected a much higher playing rate than what I was able to give. But we are now at the game. We need to really look out for Jordan Rhodes because he is a good player. But we're going to continue to team talks, and we're going to ask Kelly to do the overall team talk. I'm also going to do an individual team talk for Samba Diakite just to tell him that it is calmly say his pressure is off today, just in case he starts to panic on the ball, because obviously it is his first game. But I believe he has what it takes to stay strong and carry on really. But we are playing Blackburn, we're playing in the red, we're shooting towards the left, they are shooting towards the right. There's a highlight early on in the game, Diakite picks up the ball, passes it to David Lopez, Jared gets it, he crosses it in, David Lopez scores his first ever goal for Nottingham Forest, and that is why I signed him really. He just gets in the box, and yeah, that's going to count. 1-0 David Lopez in the 4th minute. I'm sure he's going to be proud of that for his first ever goal for Nottingham Forest, and hopefully he can stay around for a while. So yeah, 1-0 up in the 4th minute, which is good news. They appear to have the majority of possession, but they haven't seemed to use that to their advantage with having 0 shots. We appear to be fouling a lot, which is a bit worrying really, because in recent games we haven't been fouling. We give the ball away in the midfield, Marshall to Dunn, Dunn passes it to Kane, Kane's going to run down the line, pass it back into Dunn, Dunn's going to pass it to Ifu, Marrow to Ifu, Hanley to Killegan. We managed to win the ball, Wilson to David Lopez, David Lopez is going to dribble with that, Lansbury to Cox, Cox is going to shoot, and Keane deflects out for a corner. That was a good save. It appears that David Lopez is having the best game out of a lot, as according to our assistant manager. Everyone else seems to be playing okay, and yeah, I'm just trying to work out what possible tactics we could be able to use for the rest. I reckon I might stick it as it is, but we need to stay on our feet more often really, that's what I'm looking for. So, as you can see here, the assist came from Jara, which is another assist for him. He's probably surely going to be in the assist table soon. And yeah, it's a good half for us. Hopefully the second half can start if it wants to load. There it is. We are now shooting towards the left, we are now shooting towards the right. And yeah, we still haven't had the most possession, so I might change it to controlled. I will change it to controlled and be wary of the counter attacks. That also means that we can go forward as well. It just means that we'll probably get a little bit more of the ball when we actually have it. So, Diakite gets a yellow card on his debut. That isn't what he probably wished for, but it's kind of the expecting thing, especially with defensive midfielders. But he appears to have had a little knock here, so it looks like he'll be alright for the rest of the match. Short time left, and looks like we're going to win 1-0, which could be the end of their manager's spell, but nevertheless, we're going to take the 3 points here, and that is going to be another win for Nottingham Forest, which could take us away from likes of Leicester. So let's have a look at the table quickly. Yeah, no, we're still 9 points in front, which is still amazing, don't get me wrong, but yeah, anyway, I shall simulate to the Huddersfield match, and I shall see you then, so I shall be back briefly. Hey guys, I'm back for today's game against Huddersfield. There is only 3 games going on in the Sky Bet Championship as we are out of the FA Cup. The FA Cup is currently going on at the moment, but obviously we're not in it, so we're going to play Huddersfield today in the Championship. So we're going to go into this game straight away. Nothing much has happened in between us, well, departing really. I haven't bid for anyone. I had a small look, but nothing much really. So yeah, that's what it's like on that front. We're going to quick pick the team again. Halford's back in, which is good news after his suspension with, I think it's a maximum amount of yellow cards. I'm not sure if he got sent off. But yeah, so we are going to play Huddersfield. Huddersfield haven't got the best team, but well, we're definitely capable of beating them, that's for sure. They have the likes of Steed and Vaughan up front, who are quite sharp, but we are favourites to win this game, and they are currently 16th in the league. So we're going to ask advice, which has already been done actually, so we don't need to do that, and we're going to ask Kelly to do the overall team talk and individual team talk and start the match. So they are playing in the light blue, we are playing in the red, shooting towards the left, they're shooting towards the right. We have a highlight straight away. Abdin wins it back. Cohen passes it to Cresswell. Cresswell's going to pass it to Cohen. Abdin passes it to Cox. Cox turns and he shoots that wide. He hasn't been scoring as much, which is quite worrying. Yeah, I don't think he's scored in the past 4 games. In one of the games, I played him attacking right because obviously Thingy was injured. So yeah, obviously he wasn't able to play there, but they managed to get a cross in, and that will be what? I think that's going to be a free kick to us. I'm not sure quite what went on there, but yeah. Anyway, it appears to be 0-0 in the 24th minute. We appear to be having some shots, but they seem to be dominating mostly. They managed to get a throw-in. Steed to Vaughan, Vaughan to Southern, Southern to Clayton, Clayton to Lynch, Lynch to Clayton, Scannell to Steed, and Steed managed to shoot that wide, which was wasted really from him, and that is lucky for us. Hopefully we can get back into this game. Halford with a throw-in, gives away cheaply. David Lopez to Diakite. Diakite's going to pass it to Wilson. Wilson's going to pass it to Cohen, which is intercepted. Steed's away, but our keeper managed to get to it first, thankfully. And he boots out the pitch. Abdin managed to get a header, pass it to Hodge. Clayton, Steed. Hobbs gets ball back, counter strikes, and Steed fires it over the bar. It's one of those highlights where he done so well into the finish. He just dribbles it past our team, and we are lucky again not to concede. But hopefully we can get the goal from this corner. Abdin whips it in, and Wilson gets the goal. He comes and scores for us from the defence, from every corner like he always does. But actually that's a Lynch own goal. My bad, it looks from this angle, but yeah, I can see Lynch heading that in from there, which is disappointing for them, obviously, as they have been dominating the match so far. But when you are playing against top of league, you have to be wary of the small attacks, which is what we are capable of doing. But Lansbury passes it to Cohen. Cohen's going to pass that forward to Cox. Cox finds the net, finally, after a bad run. He managed to score again. I don't think he scored since the last game, which you've seen him score, actually, but he has scored there. This is his 27th goal of the season. Hopefully he can reach 35 by the end, which is a realistic target considering that he's already at 27 halfway through. So realistically he should be a lot higher than that, but that's a small target. He's going away again, and this time he scores again. 3-0 in the 40th minute, and yeah, so Cox is back. Great news for us, having an excellent game today, and that's his second goal, and I am chuffed with that, especially a decent ball, and he can finish from there like always. And we have another highlight, Abdin, and it's a penalty, so we could have the chance to go 4-0 up when it was a quiet first half to start with, and it looks like that Cox himself is going to take us for the hat-trick, and he gets that hat-trick. So this has been brilliant first half really for us. That is a 3-0, 4-0 now, and 3 goals for Cox. He finishes that. The keeper guesses the right way, but unluckily he doesn't get to that. But Cox gets his hat-trick, which is good news. Could go 5-0 up here, which we do. Diakite gets his first goal for the club, and that is 5-0 before half-time. God knows how that's really came across, but Diakite will be chuffed with his first goal. Unfortunately, he was in front of an away crowd, but nevertheless, he's going to be happy. So we've actually had the same amount of shots and less possession, so I'm probably going to say we're lucky here to get this 5-0, but our team's showing very, very good finishing, and I guess it's kind of deserved really, so I'm not really complaining. But they have a highlight here. They throw it in, pass it round the defence to Hamill, Scannell to Hamill. Scannell's going to pass it back to Hamill, who's passed it to Scammell. Nice one too, but it looks like that we're going to intercept. Lansbury's going to pass that to Hobbs. Hobbs is going to pass that to Darlow. Darlow's going to whip that up, but it's intercepted. Scannell on the ball, and it looks like it's a free kick, and Cresswell will be sent off, which is bad news for us as we are now down to 10 men, which has surely changed the game. Looks like that we are still going to be winning this game, obviously, as we are 5-0 up, but looks like we're going to have to find something to do here. Can any of our Wilson, can Halford play? No, he can't. Diakite, nope. Uh, um, we might want to take off. Everyone's playing so well, so I'm gonna have to take off Lansbury, I think, and play Jaraver, and I might move Diakite up to the midfield. Yeah, I'll probably do that as he is playing well. So we are going to go ahead and confirm that and go back into the game. Obviously Cresswell getting sent off is going to be a problem for us, but David Lopez manages to not get the ball there. Vaughan's going to go through and he's going to hit the post from the outside of the well, he's tried to hit the near post from cutting inside. He hasn't quite managed to do that, but as I said earlier, we are still 5-0 up, and it looks like it's going to finish that way, which we are hopeful of. But Dixon has a corner, and they have scored to bring it back to 5-1. Ward gets it in after a rebound off the post from his first own header. And that is bad news that we've conceded, but I'm not too worried as we are now 5-1 up. But they have another highlight here. Abdin manages to get the ball, and Abdin's going to fire that at the keeper, Smithies there, which is disappointing we weren't able to take that chance. Maybe a couple of weeks ago we could with much more confidence, but our team's still confident, so I was kind of hoping for that to go in. Cresswell says that he's disappointed to be red carded, but it's his own fault really. He shouldn't really be fouling the last man, especially when he's already been booked. But it looks like it's going to end 5-1 here, so that is a good result for us, especially away from home. We are struggling away from home, and yeah, that is a result. So we have Cox has run Huddersfield ragged, according to the commentator. He has definitely been amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and say that he was amazing. Really, he looks happy. Everyone looks delighted, and everyone's either on good or very good or superb. That means that we are now top of the league by 11 points, which is amazing really. Hopefully we can finish the season top and get us a nice budget to survive into the next division, which is the Premier League, which is a tricky one. I can see me getting relegated straight away, but hopefully the strong Nottingham Forest side can prove everyone wrong. So let's just have a quick look at the table, which you can have a look at here. Simon Cox, 24 goals in the season, which is amazing. He's kind of filled in that game for the past 3 games where he hasn't scored. But anyway, this has been today's episode. Please leave a like, share, do whatever you want really, and I shall see you in the next episode, where we will be playing Burnley and Wigan at home, which are 2 big games. Obviously Wigan is going to be our rival after we conceded in the last minute to lose against them, and yeah, so that wasn't good news. They currently find themselves, Wigan are currently, they're not doing too well. They're 14th in the league, but they did beat us, so hopefully we can beat them this time, especially clinching our home record. So please feel free to go check that episode out. It should be out in the next couple of days, so I'll see you later for that game. Goodbye.